Class 11th, Subject Physics, 7th chapter, Thermal Properties of Matter. Thermal Properties of Matter. From this chapter, let us see absolute temperature. So what is absolute temperature? In order to explain this term absolute temperature, let us consider the graphs of pressure against temperature and volume against temperature. The nature of the graphs for pressure against temperature and volume against temperature are as shown, and from this it is clear that for different gases the graphs of pressure against temperature are straight lines. Similarly, for different gases, the graphs of volume against temperature are the straight lines. But for both these graphs, these straight lines will not pass through the origin O. Now, the pressure, temperature and volume temperature graphs for a gas are straight line. They show that the gases expand linearly with temperature. So there will be linear expansion of the gases with temperature. Then the graphs do not pass through the origin O. The straight lines have different slopes for different gases. So if we consider these graphs for different gases like A, B, C, and if we find out the slope for these different graphs, then these slopes are different for different gases. Practically, it is not possible to keep any material in gaseous state at very low temperature without exerting any pressure. So practically, it will be impossible to keep any material in the gaseous state at very low temperatures without exerting pressure on it. Now, if we extend these graphs of pressure against temperature or volume against temperature, then the temperature at which the pressure of gas will be 0 is minus 273.15. So if you extend these graphs in the backward direction, then all these graphs for different gases will meet at a single point at which temperature will be minus 273.15. Similarly, in case of volume temperature graph also, if these graphs are extended in the backward direction, again all these graphs for different gases will meet at a single point at which the temperature is again minus 273.15. So all these graphs, when extended in the backward direction, they will meet at a single point on the temperature axis, and therefore the point at which that temperature is minus 273.15, this point is called as absolute zero of temperature. So this point will be absolute zero of temperature. Now, if you consider water, and in case of water, the point at which three solid, that is three states of water such as solid ice, liquid water and water vapor coexist in equilibrium. So in case of water, the point at which three states of water such as solid ice, liquid water and water vapor coexist in equilibrium, that is all these three meet at a single point, and pressure and temperature are automatically fixed. That point is called as triple point of water. The point at which the three states of water, that is solid ice, liquid water and water vapor coexist in equilibrium, keeping pressure and temperature automatically fixed. That point is called as the triple point of water. So this will be regarding the absolute temperature. And now let us see ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. So the relation between three parameters of gases, that is pressure, volume and temperature, is called as ideal gas equation. That is the equation which gives the relation between three parameters of gases such as pressure, volume and temperature is called as the ideal gas equation. In order to obtain the ideal gas equation, we will have to consider some of the gas laws like Boyle's law, Charles' law and Gay-Lussac's law. Boyle's law, Charles' law and Gay-Lussac's law. Let us see one by one all these three laws. First one, that is Boyle's law. It is stated as for fixed mass of gas at constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. For fixed mass of gas at constant temperature, pressure is inversely proportional to volume. That is, pressure P will be inversely proportional to volume V at constant temperature T. So P is inversely proportional to V at constant T, or it can be written as PV equal to constant. PV equal to constant, equation number 1. Similarly, second law, that is Charles' law. Charles' law will be stated as the volume of a fixed mass of gas, the volume V of fixed mass of gas will be directly proportional to its absolute temperature. The volume of fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to the absolute temperature if the pressure is kept constant. If pressure is kept constant, that is, according to Charles' law, V is directly proportional to T at constant P. V is directly proportional to T at constant P, or we can write V by T equal to constant. V by T equal to constant, equation number 2. So this will be regarding the second law, that is Charles' law, which gives the second law of gas. Then let us consider the third law, that is Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law, which is stated as the pressure of a fixed mass of gas. The pressure of fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature if volume is kept constant. The pressure of a fixed mass of gas is directly proportional to its absolute temperature if the volume is kept constant, and therefore according to Gay-Lussac's law we can say that P is directly proportional to T at constant V, or we can also say that P by T equal to constant. P by T equal to constant, equation number 3. Now if you consider all these three equations, that is PV equal to constant, V by T equal to constant, then P by T equal to constant, then from this it is clear that PV is equal to constant. PV is equal to constant, and therefore from equations 1, 2 and 3, we can write PV upon T will be equal to constant. So PV is equal to constant, but V by T equal to constant, P by T equal to constant, and therefore PV by T will be equal to constant. So as PV by T is equal to constant, therefore we can write PV by T equal to R. PV by T equal to R, where R is, that R will be written as the gas constant, that is ideal gas constant, and therefore PV upon T is equal to R, which is replaced for this constant, so that constant is taken as R, that is gas constant, and therefore PV will be equal to RT. PV is equal to RT, equation number 4. Now this equation will give us the ideal gas equation. PV is equal to RT. PV is equal to RT. This is gas constant R, and therefore PV is equal to RT. And therefore if you consider 1 mole of gas, then for 1 mole of gas that equation will be written as PV equal to RT. PV equal to RT, and then for n moles of gas, if that gas is having n moles, then for n moles of gas we can write PV equal to nRT. PV equal to nRT, equation number 5. And therefore PV is equal to RT for 1 mole of gas and PV is equal to nRT for n moles of gas. These equations will represent the ideal gas equation, that is PV equal to RT or PV equal to nRT. So this will be regarding ideal gas equation.